Hello all you guys and welcome back to a brand new video on my channel. Today's video is going to be all about Chelsea and what we need to be doing in this January transfer window. We've got about 10 days left now and there's work to do in my opinion. This video is going to be giving you guys the lowdown on what's going to be happening in this January transfer window, what I think we should be doing with it, and the whole situation at Chelsea right now, because it is quite difficult to predict what's going to happen. The sort of mindset that they've got as the owners of the club right now. Lampard, what does he want? What does the team need? We're going to be trying to target all of that in today's video, and let's get started. So Chelsea are obviously in a delicate situation this season, with the transfer ban at the start of the year, Lampard coming in. The squad's been quite inexperienced. We've lost Hazard, obviously. There's been a lot of unfavourable circumstances going into the year, but they have performed. These players have done so well under Lampard that it has made signings, an interesting topic. Now that we've got our transfer ban uplifted, where do we strengthen? What do we do? Do we change the team too much? And I think it is clear now we've lost a lot of games, easy games that we should not be dropping points to. We're still massively overperforming this season. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, but there are certain areas that we do need to strengthen in my opinion, and there are certain pushes that this squad could do with in my opinion. And the strategy from the club this season has really been, we want quality players. If we're not going to be signing the players we don't want, then we'd rather not sign. And I agree with that, but only to an extent. We don't want to be bringing in Drinkwaters, Bakayokos, Zappacosta, Higuain, players like that. I just don't think that they're going to be able to, give the club much value, as has been proved in the past. But it gets to an extent we need to give the squad a little bit of a push, even if that does mean that they're not particularly long-term targets, so they're not going to help the team that much. This squad, in my opinion, needs a bit of a push if we are to, keep the top four spot, which would be really, really cool, wouldn't it, guys, come the end of the season if Chelsea, with all the circumstances, got Champions League football. But for that to happen, guys, this team definitely needs a push, and it definitely needs some quality put into it to an extent, in my opinion. Whether it's going to actually happen is certainly a different story. I'm interested to see where this one goes. I think Lampard now, he's seen enough. I think he'd like some new phases in the dressing room, some new options, some new things to throw into games like the Newcastle one to, give us something else, whether that's a creative midfielder, another winger, another striker, or maybe even just better defenders to help us, gain more favourable conditions in games. All in all, another midfielder I think we could certainly look at as well, and I think that Chelsea will look to bring in someone at the end of the window, but I don't think they're going to break a leg for it, and I think that we could go a window without signing anyone. But I have a little sneaky feeling that we will get one or two players. I think it'll most likely be one, and I'm interested to see what position that's going to be. I'd think striker, but we're going to have to wait and see. There's been loads of names flying around. Most of the stories have been absolute rubbish, as has been proven so far, but it is interesting to see what's going to be happening in these final 10 days of the window. But in today's video, I think the best thing to do is let's go through each position, let's have a look, who do we need, and then let's see what sort of things Chelsea could be doing in this January transfer window. If we just start with goalkeepers, I wouldn't say that this is something we need to be strengthening on. I wouldn't do it. I don't think the club are going to do it either, but it is an interesting debate, guys. Kepa as the number one. I still back the guy as one of the best young goalkeepers in the world, but he's been massively mistake prone this season, guys, and it's as simple as that he doesn't actually save that much at all, which is kind of worrying for us, and it has lost us a few points this season. But I think the defence hasn't helped him there either, of course. But in terms of goalkeepers, for January, I think we need to cross that off. That's not going to be improved, and I'm happy with Kepa and Caballero for now. And also, Jamie Cumming, I think, could actually get a little sniff in the future, especially under Lampard. But goalkeepers, I think we're completely fine about that. No need to go on any further. In terms of centre-backs, guys, it's an interesting one because I was kind of thinking, get a centre-back, because we have been so bad at centre-back at times this season. But we've got Rudiger, we've got Christensen, we've got Tomori, and we've got Zuma. We've got four there who aren't going to leave. They are decent. I still think in the summer probably we need to get a world-class one, like a 70-80 million player in that department. Or even if it's not the price tag, if it's just the quality there, I definitely think we need that. But January, I probably wouldn't prioritise it. I'm kind of happy the way they backed out on the Ake deal. I still think centre-back is a position that we may sign, but that would only happen if someone else goes out, and I can't see that happening. Lampard's recently stated that he wants Christensen to stay, and out of the four, he'd be really the only one who would leave at this stage of the season, in my sole opinion. So I think that a centre-back wouldn't be brought in, and for now, I think it's just about the right call. I'm not happy with how our centre-backs have been improving, but I don't think we're going to be able to get anyone good enough to actually get above the level we've got right now. So in my opinion, no point putting 50 mil on another Prem player who's going to perform identical to Zuma or Rudiger, etc. No point in my opinion. Wait till the summer, get yourself a proper centre-back that we really want. That would be my opinion on that, and I think the Chelsea board will probably do the same. Right back and left back is an interesting one. I think right backs, Aspie and James, are fine just about for now because there are injuries in there, and also Aspie often has to play at left back, so that kind of leaves us short in the right back area. That's going to be an interesting debate for the future, but left back is clear that we need to improve. If we had a window in the summer, we would have done it, I'm sure. Emerson and Alonso, I'm sure the club doesn't trust them, I'm sure Lampard doesn't trust them that much, but it looks like we're going to have to stick with them. Unless Alonso goes, I don't know who the board would actually looking to bring in January. Will they go for Chilwell? Let's have a look. I doubt he'll be leaving in January, but you never know in football. In my opinion, I would look for Grimaldo. I think he's not talked about enough. For pretty much every European club, he's a top quality left back. Alex Telles also. I think looking in the Portuguese league, if you're a Prem club, because they will want to leave, it's quite easy to lure them away. You know, it doesn't take much. They're not thinking, oh, I don't know if I want to leave here. They will leave. They're not that happy there. And they will want to test themselves in their careers, especially a player like Grimaldo, who was formerly at Barcelona. You know, he knows he's got the quality. So I think he would be a great option. I just hope the Chelsea board, you know, widen their perspective a little bit and do look outside the Premier League for a left back. So I think he'd be a really good option. But in January, I can't see us signing a fullback unless Alonso leaves, and I'm not sure if he's going to right now. I think he's just about going to stay. So in that department, again, doesn't look like anything else is coming in. What I would do is hard to call. I'd probably pursue a Grimaldo deal. In my opinion, I don't think we're going to be able to get Chilwell away now. I think why not go for Grimaldo, but if not the end of the world in my opinion. I would just go for someone else in the summer. Central midfield spots, in my opinion, aren't really being talked about enough for transfers. We don't look that interested in anyone. There was a story of Soumare. That one looks completely fake. And well, two, I don't know if Chelsea were even interested altogether, so I don't really know what that story was about. He looks like he's staying to the end of the season now, and I probably wouldn't go for him just yet anyway. But I don't know if it's actually been talked about that much. Chelsea have been linked with, what, 10, 15 strikers and about 1 or 2 central midfielders, which I find really, really odd, guys. Considering we've got Kante, we've got Kovacic, we've got Jorginho. Who else do we have? We literally have no one there. Unless Van Ginkel gets back from injury and plays, we're very short. And if we're playing a 4-3-3, then we often have to, you know, drop Mount, drop Barkley in. I think they're quite hesitant to sign another centre mid because of Loftus-Cheek coming back, and then we've also got Barkley and Mount in amongst those options. But I'm looking for an actual CDM, you know, a centre mid, not a central attacking midfielder, which is what Mount, Barkley and Loftus are. I think another centre mid could definitely be worthwhile. When looking around Europe for one of those, I don't think it would be a bad option to go for this January. If not, look inside the club, which is what we've been so good at. Marco Van Ginkel can do it, and I think he's not talked about enough actually. I'm hoping someone brings that up in a press conference. Can he do it? Can he recover in time from this long injury? Can he help us in midfield? I hope so. If not, that'd be a position I'd be looking for, almost more than anything. I think we're quite light there. Kante's often injured. Jorginho and Kovacic, you know, they have to play a lot of football together. I think a centre mid could be a really worthwhile signing, not just for now, but for the future. And just touching on that central attacking midfield position, I think there's been a lot of rumours of some Chelsea fans saying we need like a creative player, we need an Oscar, we need a Mata. I think Isco's been a name passed around. I'm not sure if I would go for one. I know it's frustrating having Barkley and Mount in the Premier League when we're trying to push for top 4, and I agree, that's not going to get you anywhere. You know, that's like a mid-table level really. I like Mount, he shows burst, but I don't know how consistent he is. I think he can be a special player, but we've got to wait and see what happens with Mount. But I think they won't do it just because, you know, Loftus-Cheek coming back. Unless something appears in the market, I'm not sure whether that's the position we need to go for. Wingers is an interesting one. I think soon wingers is certainly going to be something we're really going to go for, and I actually think it's what Lampard wants. Pulisic is constantly injured, that's why I'm quite annoyed about it. Hudson-Odoi was injured, he's now just coming back. Willian's getting old, and Pedro looks on the way out very, very soon. I think all those 4 are going to stay to the end of the season just about now, unless Pedro gets a shock move somewhere late on in the window. But if we were to sign anyone, I think the one we'd want to be going for is Sancho, and I'm not sure that he's not going to be available in January, basically, so I don't think they are going to be going for a winger this window, and that leaves us with strikers, guys, and this looks like the place where Chelsea want an alternative, and I would probably agree, guys. I think Batshuayi and Tammy Abraham, and also Olivier Giroud, on paper, I mean, I still think now, that looks like a really, really good trio of strikers, guys. You kind of have everything in there. You've got Tammy Abraham, who gives you a bit of everything. Batshuayi, he can get a goal in any situation, I always say that. And Giroud, you know, one of the most proven, not just hold-up strikers, but he gets goals, he brings other players into the game, he's got a great touch, and he scores when it matters most for most teams, Chelsea included, as has been proven last season, but I mean, also the season before under Conte. But Giroud looks like he's on his way out, and Chelsea have been in the market for a striker. Moussa Dembele, there's been massive links with him. Who they're going to get, I'm not sure, but another alternative, in my opinion, I wouldn't be unhappy about it. Whether it's the most needed option, now that I've mentioned we've got Tammy, we've got Batshuayi, we've got Giroud, I'm not sure if it's actually the most needed. And I think it's been quite misleading, the whole window for Chelsea. I think a new fullback and a new midfielder, maybe even a new winger, and a centre-back, you could say to an extent, is maybe even more needed than a new striker, guys. That may be just be my opinion, but I think it is an interesting debate to have, what we actually need to strengthen, which is why I made this video, guys, because it is an interesting topic where Chelsea actually need to go down, what route we need to go down. But a striker, if I was to pinpoint one position that I think we're going to strengthen this window, it is going to be a striker, and I think that someone like Moussa Dembele certainly could come in, and maybe even Edinson Cavani, I've been hearing reports of just today, as the time of recording this video, he could be on his way, but that could still be a summer move to Atleti. That's going to all be resolved in the next 10 days. But what I will say, guys, is in the next 10 days, I think there'll be something big that comes up that we don't even know about now. That's what I will say. I think, there'll be a random position, and all of a sudden, oh, he's in Chelsea, he's ready to sign for Chelsea. I think that's often what happens. So many rumours, so much nonsense going on, and all of a sudden something sprouts up, and it just happens. I think that will happen with Chelsea. Whether it's, a player we've spoken about before, I don't know, but it'll be something that pops up out of nowhere, and we'll just get the signing done, which is, obviously good news. I'm hoping we can bring something in. I agree with the fact, like I said earlier in the video, I don't want to be signing for the signing's sake, but this squad needs a push. We need something new in the team, and I think a new addition could certainly do that for us. Striker, that's what they're going for, but I certainly think there are some other positions in there for Chelsea that we would need to look to strengthen, in my opinion. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please, if you're a Chelsea fan or if you're just a football fan, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who should Chelsea sign this window? What should Chelsea do with the squad in January to ensure we do have the best end to this season that we can under Lampard, and make it a memorable and proud first season to look back on under Frank Lampard? Yeah, I want all of your guys' thoughts. Subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And of course, guys, don't forget to follow my Twitter in the comment section, or in the description, down below. And make sure you leave your comments, of course, on this video in the comment section of YouTube whilst you're there. And I'll see you guys later, guys, for another video. Until then, goodbye, enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you later.